Businesses are becoming more and more advanced than most even realize. The use of technology to automate tasks, consolidate data, and make intelligent decisions has become commonplace for organizations. When a large company has to make choices around their services, sometimes it is easier to have a third party come in to help make the business more productive. CGI is a technology company that has a wide network of services, ranging from business consulting to IT solutions to advanced data analytics. CGI exemplifies a progressive business model that serves a variety of industries in imaginative ways. The company has used machine learning, artificial intelligence, and advanced systems to progress the goals of businesses. For example, CGI created a machine-based learning system to detect imperfections in the production process of steel for one of its clients. This technology was able to detect physical flaws and save the company money in the long term.
The services industry is a fairly resilient part of the tech ecosystem in a tough macro because it's largely headcount driven. It's typically seen as a lower risk sort of a segment as it relates to macro factors. The demand that we're seeing for IT services is higher than we've typically seen in other periods of downturn or heading into a recession. The demand for IT services is actually quite strong because a lot of companies saw issues in the pandemic and found that they were unable to adjust to remote work, to e-commerce, all of these things. And so the demand for IT services is higher because they need to close the gap between where their capabilities were before the pandemic and where they need to be.
Is CGI a safe investment in a recession?
So CGI was a lower growth IT services vendor when the market was stronger, and that's because they have a lot of large, long-term contracts with big customers like Canadian government, the US government, here in Canada, some of the large Canadian banks. And so those types of large programs don't grow a lot. And so some of the low growth concern in a stronger market, now in a weaker market, investors are going to benefit from those same large contracts that dampen growth. They're now a lot safer. And so going into recession, CGI is a company that we would see as a very, very good place to hide. So the IT services industry faces no shortage of risks. The ones that I would highlight would be wage inflation. The services that they provide, they're highly sought after, and people that have experience in artificial intelligence or data analytics, these are very highly sought after. And so as companies like CGI look to grow their business, they're paying more. The second area risk I would hire is just the return to travel, the return to conferences. This adds a whole new element of cost, which just didn't exist through the pandemic when most of this work was being done remotely and consulting was being done over Zoom calls. The cost of moving people around the world is back, and so that is a cost that they need to absorb. And then finally, I'll say that the cost of capital for all companies is higher. Recently, or the last several years, IT services have been very acquisitive, and so the ability to grow through acquisitive means is also a risk. I would highlight CGI as being one of the better positioned because it has an extremely strong balance sheet, very good access to capital, and so I think it'll fare better than its competitors in that dimension.
CG analysts have a buy rating on CGI. Like and subscribe to keep up to date with the cash management team and latest research from Canaccord. Our investment advisor is always a phone call away at 604-643-0101.